It's a wonderful Sunday afternoon. We welcome all of you for this meeting here. And it's believed that variety is the spice of life, right? So today we are here to learn more about humor. And it's something that was popularized actually in the Elizabethan age by William Shakespeare. So earlier to that, we don't hear a lot about humor, and it is something that is very unique to only human beings. So we are really looking forward today to learn more from Sir. So without further ado, we would like to, kind of introduce for the guests and people who are new to the meeting. We would like to introduce some of the ground rules of the Toastmasters Club, which is like you're supposed to put your mobile phone on mute till you're called onto the stage. And please refrain from talking about politics, about sex, and about religion. And it only when you're called onto the stage are you to unmute and speak. And please put those who are offline online, we request you to put your cameras on so that we can really witness your beautiful smiles and interact with you more. So now we hand over to Toastmaster Bharat, our president. So Toastmaster Bharat is a structural engineer, and he is a very passionate public speaker, and he motivates all of us, and we are really, really happy to have him here. So over to you, Bharat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Carolyn. So Chandresh, you can also see my video, right?
No, I can't see your video.
That device is on. Vishnu, that device is on, right? So that is on only, right? Yeah, Chandresh, can you check now?
Yes, you are visible.
I mean, from Vishnu's device, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can check here. Yeah. Oh. Yes. Yes. So yeah. So sorry for the technical glitches and all those things. So yeah, here the meeting starts with Carlin's beautiful introduction. Well, a very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and a beautiful guest of fellow Toastmasters Club. And we have a special person here today with us. I welcome all of you to the 142nd session of Fellow Toastmasters Club. Well, so I'll just ask you a question. So how many of you always interested in participating in contest or competition? Great. Okay, I can see a few rise of hands. Well, so for the people who didn't raise their hands. So what is the reason for that? Do you have any reasons for that? Yeah, that's exactly the mindset of most of our people, right? So whenever we get into a contest, we always have this kind of mindset. We always be skeptical about ourselves whether we can able to achieve it or not, or what will happen if our performance didn't work or not. People will laugh at us, and eventually we will get into a more bad mindset than what we were already, right? So we all have this fear, and we always scared about these things. This is very common. But at one point of life, you might be pushed by someone, hey, you can really do this. Just give it a try. The people who raise these hands now, so they all might have one person pushed them in the past, and they have did it for them, and now even if you ask them to not to participate, they will not do it because they tasted the fruit and they will never give it up. And that's how a contest will give you. And when it comes to Toastmasters, so can you someone tell me how many contests in Toastmasters? I think most of our members are new. Well, I'll tell you. So in every term, there will be two contests will be happening. So in the first term, international speech contest and the table topic contest, and in the second term, we will be having humorous speech contest and okay, I reverse it, and the evaluation contest. So we are in this term where humorous speech contest and the table topics, sorry, the evaluation is going to take place, right? So do you think just preparing for the contest is enough? Are you able to become a champion? You need some tactics, techniques, and tips from the people who did already, right? And that's why we have the session, the educational session on humorous speech and evaluation. So this session will help you how to script a humorous speech, and you will get to learn a lot of things. Well, I'm not going to reveal anything because we have a great person here with us, and he will tell you. And yeah, so before that, we have some beautiful guests today coming for a session. Let's have a quick introduction about from each one of them. So first, I'd like to call Harish to give a small introduction about yourself. Hi, I'm Harish. You can speak.
Hi, I'm Harish. I'm an entrepreneur. I take care of a fuel station in Vellore and electric two-wheeler showroom near me. Later in Vellore, Manipet Chimpattu. I love to read books. I'm a fitness freak. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Harish, for spending your time for attending the session. I hope you'll have a good time. Next, I would like to call Vipin.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone. My name is Dr. Vipin Singh. Right now, I'm teaching in VIT, Dr. Vipin Singh, and I'm the assistant professor in the VIT Vellore. Basically, I'm from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and I'm the father of two daughters. That's my introduction. Thank you.
Thank you, Vipin, for your beautiful introduction. So we are happy to have you for this session. And now I'd like to call Kalaimani to give a small intro about himself.
Yeah. So good morning, all. Myself, Kalamani Shanmugam. I'm from Vellore, Katpadi. I've been working as a training manager at a private bank. I'm married. I have two boy baby, and I'm passionate about learning and teaching. So this is my introduction. Thanks.
Thank you, Kalaimani. So actually, he has attended many of our sessions and he is willing to join the club. And hope you have a great time today, Kalaimani. And now I'd like to call Vignesh. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shakti Vignesh, and I work I'm an automotive engineer working in Hosur. I'm basically from Vellore.
Well, thank you, Shakti Vignesh, for your introduction. Well, I hope you will have a great time today. And do we have any online guests of Velo Toastmasters Club? I think we don't have. Right. And yeah, here we start the session because, yeah. So I have a very big intro so that I have to. Well, just a minute. So, firstly, we are going to have the humor educational session on humor speech. Just a minute. Yeah. So this guy, this guy is a Toastmaster since 2011, accomplished DTM qualification in 2014, and currently struggling with pathways. And his leadership roles are club president, VPM, SA, area governor, and division governor. And he is also the first district TLI chair. So his achievements are humorous in humor speech, second runner-up in 2012. Okay, all right. So overall career of 36 years, currently SME in process safety management with Spera, a global ESG solutions provider. And he's basically from oil and gas industry, CPCL, later moved into IT as business consultant specializing in the area of process safety management. Yes, let us welcome our educational speaker for humorous speech today, distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad. Yeah. Who's with you? Alright. Okay, just okay. So Vishnu, it's switching on, right? Yes, thank you. Yes.
I think I'm audible, even with the mic inside my pocket. Am I correct, Chandresh?
Yes, sir.
Great. I was born with a mic. Don't worry, even if the mic disconnects, I can take off directly to you. A few things he missed in my introduction. Timer, don't start the timing. And he has some more things to do before the educational session. First of all, I'm going to write to Toastmasters International saying, please don't use the word educational session in these kind of meetings. See the string? The moment you said education session, you want fire. So they don't want to come. See, give some other name, an interesting session. Don't even tell them. There is something happening, come to the meeting. People will come. The moment you say education session, my college days are over, man. Once again, you are calling me for education session. That was a joke with respect to those you respect to those masters, not criticizing them. A few things he missed in my introduction, I'd like to add upon. One is, I am an ardent fan of superstar Rajinikanth. How many of you? At least I have good company. You're not listening just because of to you respect to me, right? From the heart. Second, I am very close to this club because I am from Nammambur. My native place is Rambur. Of course, 1987 I moved to Chennai, but still I keep visiting Rambur. So when people said, when has come up with a new Toastmaster Club, when am I going to meet? Okay, it has taken 142 meetings for me to come over here. Third thing is, I am very, very popular in District 120 for not maintaining time. So this 26, 24 and all, God help me. Or maybe we'll have HS1, HS2. In between, Ravan Sridhar will come and deliver something and get lost. And I'll continue again if you have some questions. Before even starting this meeting, since we have a countable number of people, I would like to go through a small introduction so that we get accustomed to each other. We will start with the presiding officer himself. You can sit down, be careful.
Yes, sir, it is correct. And I was like a successful speaker in Bangalore.
You work in Bangalore?
Yeah.
You come for the weekends or you work from home in Velu?
I come for the meetings.
Human being happy. That shows the dedication. Sorry? Monish, okay. Oh, great. Yes, sir. Okay. I was expecting at least one person to come from CMC. Great. Because this is an icon of Velo. So how can a Toastmasters club be without a member from CMC? Yeah, of course. You just now told me. Thank you very much. You introduce yourself. You introduce yourselves. You are also living in Velo. Also, so you also travel. Great, great. I really appreciate that. Chandresh, can we? Where is Chandresh? Can I know about you?
Sure.
Can I know about you?
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Chandresh Khuntia from Chhattisgarh. I have completed my engineering in 2022 in civil. Currently, I am working as a business analyst at codebasics.io.
Missing you meeting physically, Chandresh. Anyway, there
Sure,
are
sir.
things that happen. How about Anuradha? You're on mute, Anuradha. If you can hear me at all. How about Nadia? I'd like to see you. Yes, I'd like to see you, Nadia, before hearing from you, if you don't mind. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. This is my first time to visit Value Toastmasters Club. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to join you all. And I work as a product owner at IDP. I'm currently serving as IDP Toastmasters Club, which is a corporate club. And my passion
I didn't get the name. Which club?
IDP Toastmasters.
IEC. IDP. Okay, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
And my passion lies to support children's educational growth. I'm a child psychologist. I thoroughly enjoy spending time with my friends and families.
Great, great. I think after asking for introduction, Anuradha left from the meeting. That teaches me something. Never ask introductions in the meeting. I am going to share my PPT, but it also has some audio in the PPT. I don't know how it's going to work. But the moment I switch on my audio, you will hear too much of audio in this room. Let us try. Also share tab audio. Yes. This is. I believe it is shared along with audio. God help me with the internet connection. It's good. No, that will be a surprise. The audio will come only in that particular slide. Yeah. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm really, really glad to be here. You can start the timer now. Shoot me if I don't maintain timing. I am also on a personal mission in District 120 this year of visiting clubs, as many clubs as possible this year, to make them come out of these kind of windows and be there physically meeting each other. The advantages are one, you really understand the value of standing here and talking to people by looking at them physically, not in a window where most of them black out. You don't even know whether they're listening, they're taking part with just audio on, you don't know. So it helps. Second, you also experience the stage, also experience the people. There is something called networking that now always happens after a Toastmasters meeting is over. Take a cup of coffee or whatever you serve, you just talk to each other, you get to know each other, you understand about the world, so many things beyond Toastmasters. Thirdly, you all know for the first 15 minutes what was happening in this meeting. We are struggling to get too many devices connected, too many people saying hello, no hello. Why? When we can all be here, connect with each other, let's enjoy that moment, friends. That is more important to us. Suppose 19 and 20, we had situations where we could not meet even our neighbors. That day, this digital technology helped us to survive Toastmasters. Otherwise, I'm telling you, in 2019, we would have closed the shop. Toastmasters would have ceased to exist. Now we are waiting for April 2024. What's happening in April 2024? We are celebrating the 100th year of Toastmasters next year. Imagine if it not happened, if we had not this digital device, no 100th year. Thank you very much, digital device, but thank you very much, enough. You're done. It's like a pickle. After Thai sadam, you don't eat pickle. That's done. So my suggestion is please talk to your members. How many members do you have in your club? So first, increase the membership. Second, even those 11, one member take care of one member. We call it as 1 to 2, 1 to 1. You bring that member. I agree, it's not possible to attend every Sunday, come here because we have so many other commitments also. But try to attend as much as possible. In Chennai, there is no issue. You can always go to other clubs. We'll always have crowd in the club. Because in 4 kilometers to 5 kilometers, there is other club. If I miss my club, I go to another club. But here, you have just started one club and you have a big lineup of clubs. How many clubs in VIT? Some 15, 16, 20. I think I was there when it was 8 or 9 when I was division director. Now I forgot counting. There are so many clubs, but please connect with them. Conduct joint meetings, invite them, you go and join their meetings. There are some restrictions, I know, being an education institution, you can always talk to them. That's why I asked Bharat, can you invite a couple of members from VIT? But there are some teachers, one division C clubs are all on vacation. I don't know who gives vacation from July to December. I would like to join VIT if you have a chance. So they're all on vacation. The other division, they may try to come. Yesterday I talked with Pratibha and Sriram. She said she'll spread the message, if possible, bring them here. Because it's monotonous. Every week I see Bharat, I see Karan, I see Vishnu, same people again, we get bored. And you don't have a choice. Of course you have a choice. Just cross Karpadi, you go to VIT. In Chennai, you don't worry. I think you can, for 1 year, you can go without meeting the same person again and again if you are living in Chennai. Then you start a club. I have some personal proposals. I'll talk to Bharat after the meeting about starting a club in Ampur and requiring your support and all this. Go to that. Now, let's come back to the subject. Whenever I deviate, please remind me. How many of you, I'm repeating the same question by your president. He saved me from my timing because 50% of my speech he already delivered. I'm happy. I'm going to deliver only the content. How many of you are going to participate in the fourth coming next week, right? Yes. Do you know next week there is a contest in your club? Only one head. Yeah, others are contest down. Club playoff. There is a contest happening in next Sunday. Unfortunately, I'm not in station, otherwise I would have loved to come here. Playing some secret roles and all, which many of you might not know. So next week there is going to be a contest. How many of you are going to participate? Humorous speech. Evaluation. So there is only one winner, one runner. Done. Club contest is over. There is a rule, if your club is less than 6 months, you need not conduct a contest. You can directly nominate 2 people to area. No, don't do it. Conduct a contest. Please come. If you are not a member, also come. Laugh it out loud next week. Listen to them. That is why I have come here to just share. I tell you why I am here. So this is a session how to laugh and let others laugh also. Let me see after this session is over, if I get at least one hand extra, that's my success. Anyway, I see a lot of winners in previous contests. That's good growth in your club. Very good, very good. I really appreciate it. Before getting into anything else, first of all, you should know who am I and why did Bharat invite me to this session, the so-called educational session. Am I a professor? No, we already have a professor here. By the way, I really like certain people when they introduce themselves, they know how to introduce. They introduce themselves. So, 2 people introduced. Their names, father of 2 daughters, father of 2 sons. What better achievement can you have in your life? Okay, let us see why I am here. Am I eligible to conduct this session at all? It's going to be some sway pranam, self-bragging about myself. I was district second runner-up. District is the finals. For the guests, benefit of guests, we start with club, we have area, division and district. So become a runner-up, you have to contest 4 times. like rounds, quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. So I came as second runner-up. How many of you know what is second runner-up? It's simply called as third place. I don't know why they call it as second runner-up. And I don't know whether this can, is it possible to maximize the screen? Otherwise, leave it. If it's too difficult, leave it. Can you recognize this fellow? How many of you have the habit of watching comedy on YouTube? There's a guy called Alexander Babu, the stand-up comedian. He was a winner in 2012, and I was the second runner-up. And this is our unforgettable late mentor who made us achieve this. Then, please, zoom out again. Then in 2015, I was a finalist. That means I was just a finalist. That means I did not win anything. I just wanted to the finals. Again, this year, I was a runner-up, which means I graduated from second runner to runner-up. That's a big achievement. I came as in second place. How many of you visited the district conference this year in Chennai? No, no problem. You visited, right? Then the table topic contest. I never leave any contest. From my third class, whenever there is a circular about contest, first go give my name. Do whatever I can. And eventually, sometimes I use win prizes also. But only Toastmasters taught me how to groom myself as a speaker. In school days, teacher will give a script, 4 pages script, by heart everything. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I speak everything. I just recite everything and win a prize. Whoever recites better will get a prize. The Toastmasters told me it's not reciting, it's about communicating. That's the change that Toastmasters brought into me. 2023, 2024, I was waiting. Unfortunately, I had some official work. On the exact day of the contest, I was in some other country. So I feel very bad that I missed it this time. I'm compensating it by visiting clubs and giving at least sessions on humorous speech contest. So this is my history. This is an important slide for you, not for me. How many of you have this question in your minds? You have the question, right? All of us, including myself, when I did not deliver my first humorous speech contest. We are a bit hesitant, like Toastmaster Carol initially said. It's a bit scary. 10 step VP rises. At least she is from CMC. She can go and check it. We cannot. So that is a problem. We are worried. Can I make someone? There's only one simple answer from me. Why do you care? It's for these people to bother whether to laugh or not. You come here, you deliver whatever you can. It's for the audience to decide whether to laugh or not. But in that process, you understand where did they laugh, where did they laugh. But why all about laughing? Is public speaking all about laughing? Public speaking is also about laughing. In your school days, from LKG, if you're in a convent grade or like P1 class, till your last year in the college, so many teachers taught you. But you remember only some of them, not all of them. Right? So those people had some knack or technique to make you listen, to make the class interesting. They might have even used a bit of humor here and there. Particularly, you remember those teachers who taught you humorously. It helps in grabbing the audience attention. You need not be stand-up comedians or people like Vadivelu or Nagesh. No, need not be jokers. But adding humor in your speech adds value, and the message goes faster than giving a boring philosophical theoretical lecture. That is why Toastmasters International is exclusively conducting a contest for humorous speech. They could have conducted a contest for philosophical speech, poetic speech. No, they said international speech contest, which goes up to world championship. Another is humorous speech contest. To bring out that humor inside you. That is the sole purpose of understanding the value of humor. And contest, coming to your point. Why do we contest? Our life is all about contest. If you know how the biology behind our birth, how many of you know? That itself was a contest with a million competitors. Correct? If my biology knowledge is correct. We won the first place against million competitors. We started our life with contest. So let us continue. It also gives us a joy when we win. When we lose, it gives us another opportunity to try and win and enjoy the moment. That's all about being in the contest. But the biggest question here is it possible to teach or learn humor? Do you think humor could be brought into you by saying a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2 equal to b square? Is there a formula? Do you believe? Can you become a humorous person by watching so many videos alone? It's too difficult. Of course, you get inspired, you get knowledge by watching them, you see what are those moments where others laugh. Then you try something else. Then why am I here? You cannot teach humor. And the biggest problem is laughing is the easiest thing. Teaching to laugh is difficult. Listening to someone teaching to laugh is more difficult. I appreciate you more than me. So, why am I here? I am here simply to share, because of those all the stories I told you. I am here to share how suddenly I was recognized as a humorous person. I was given some awards. Then how I changed myself into, or attempting to change myself into a humorous person. In that process, I gained a lot of friends, a lot of success, a lot of wisdom as well. So that is why I am here to share my experience and help you in participating in the contest or even being humorous. Remember, being humorous is different. Participating in a humorous speech contest is different. Don't mix these two things together. Contest is for that winning that award. You don't care about people say no, participation is more important. And go to the road and participate in something else. When you're in a contest, you are there only to win. So if you have that approach in a contest, you are a winner. Otherwise, sit there, enjoy the speech, clap hands, be happy. Contest to win. Then you will win. I have seen many people trying in a contest. Don't try. Don't try. Forget about Toastmasters contest, even otherwise, anywhere else. Don't try a competition. Fight a competition. Contest is nothing but a fight. In Toastmasters is a polite and decent fight, not with swords. You contest with your wisdom, knowledge, and experience and expertise, not by trashing your enemy, proving yourself as better. We don't have a fight across two people. We have a fight along with many people. That is the secret of Toastmasters contest. I am not going to give you the complete magic of how to win a humorous speech contest. It's impossible, as I told you already. But here and there, I have identified through my experience, there are certain elements of humor that could be used in a contest or in a humorous speech that gains you a winning edge or gains you good loving audience also. Few of them I will, few of them we can discuss offline also, because then we become a 2-hour session. Half of you will leave by that. Biggest question: do you need a theme, a context, a concept for making laughter? Any suggestions? Do we need a theoretically pure concept? You do this, people will laugh. This is the only place where they will laugh. You say this, they will not laugh. Let me try my audio. Cannot play media. Very good. This is the last thing I expected. This thing. I did not do a dry run. Lesson learned. Let me show this. Stop sharing. I'm not used to Google Meet. Mostly it's Zoom or Teams. Can you see this flow? Again, audio. You have to bear with me. I'm going to test by releasing my audio. No, audio sharing கொடுத்திருக்கேன். When I shared my screen, I said share the audio. Let's just try anyway. You need to mute this for some time. This Bluetooth mic. But this will be audible or what? Till I show this video only. We have to walk around. That's why I preferred connecting directly to the projector. Sorry about this.
You are not audible, actually.
I have a few more slides. Can you hear now?
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing, don't worry about it because that was the kid, the baby laughing out loud. A 9-month-old baby laughing out loud. Now tell me what concept, what script, what body language, what speech I could give to make a 9-month-old baby laugh. No. But it laughed. So laughter happens on its own. Human beings find something very funny and they laugh at it, don't you worry. You try your best to create humorous situations, but don't worry, it doesn't work. Sometimes I deliver certain things thinking it's not a joke, people used to laugh. And sometimes I have to practice something for hours and days, plan a script, I have to deliver a speech. Abraham? I had both this experience. So in 2012, when I was preparing for those finals, so I showed you, right, I won the prize. I was really vigorously practicing at home, running here and there, all this body language, repeat practice before the mirror, before the camera. My son was around 10, 12 years old. He became curious. Papa, what happened to you? You were normal. Suddenly you have become like this. Anna, you don't know. It's a prestigious contest. I have to win this, go to the finals. I have to make people laugh, then only I'll get marks, I'll win. Why do you worry, Pa? You go and stand there, people will laugh. I thought, oh, what a great son motivating me. After a couple of hours, you know, go stand there, people will laugh. Is he motivating me? You can understand Tamil, right? But you can get the point. Is he motivating me or making sarcastic comments on me? So that is a fact. People somehow will laugh. But what we are trying here is to find out some elements through which we try our best to make people laugh. This is lesson number 1. Prepare a speech and see if it's possible to introduce humor. Don't break your head to prepare a humorous speech. There is nothing called a humorous speech. You say something, others decide whether it's humorous or not. But by experience, you understand how to convert a normal thing into humor. A few examples I can show. Next slide. Next audio, we'll see our best. What could be done? So to create that humor, we need something, someone, somebody, or some point. What is the best choice? Who is the most funniest one you have seen in your life? Or who is the most funniest one you think if presented people will laugh? Is my English correct? Any clues? What do you will? Now guess Charlie Chaplin. No. When you are here and you talk about Charlie Chaplin, people will not laugh. It's always me. When you make fun of your own self, people laugh. But when I make fun of Bharat, these people laugh. Bharat would arrange for people to stand outside when I leave the house. That's its problem. So the best thing is there is a complicated English word for this. It's called self-deprecation. Do you get the meaning? Why are we laughing at Charlie Chaplin? Why are we laughing at Vadivel and Nagesh? If you watch all the comedies, the focus of fun is on them. They get into crazy situations which I would have gone through once in our life with some serious problem. We would not have laughed at it. When the same thing happened to Vadivelu and he gets into a situation, we laugh at it. So the first golden rule, particularly with respect to contest, is as far as possible make yourself assignment of it. People laugh. I have a fantastic video of my Taliban for this. I don't know how to. Oh, still not. I don't know why it's not showing up. Now, okay. You have to bear with me. Meanwhile, check if Rahul is furiously waiting for me to close. There is a problem. I cannot share it with you. It is a whopping. I think the size is too big. What you can do is you can take that and use the mic to share that. That's why you're getting the echo, and I use the mic. I don't know how many of you have seen this video. You seen this? How many of you have seen this video of Rajnikant? So there is no need to play this. I'll explain. I will talk like my Taliban. This is during Robo audio launch. So he has a friend. For those who have not seen it, I'll repeat this. He has a friend of the same age, 60 plus, in Bangalore, next house. He comes and has a chat with Rajni and said, Rajni, how are you? How are things? Are you enjoying your life? Retired? Have you come out of movies? He says, no, even now I am working in a movie called Robo. I'm still there. Aishwarya Rai is the heroine. That fellow says, Aishwarya heroine? Great. Who is the hero? Then he will stop. If you go to watch YouTube, he will deliver this. Hero come. There will be a pause. Audience will be roaring like anything. Because though I am a great fan of Rajnikant, I still feel it is too much for him to act with Aishwarya Rai. We all know, but we are not able to say this out. When Talavar himself says this, it became a fantastic humor. Do you agree? Point number one. Second, if I can make fun of myself, I must be having enormous self-confidence about me. Then only I can make fun of myself. If I am a bit uneasy about myself, what people think if I make a joke like this, I'll never deliver this. So it also tells the world that you don't care about making fun of yourself. You're so big. He is a superstar. Nobody can question him. So he is making fun of himself. So that helps you when you deliver a self-deprecation. Please, if you are contesting, see, most of the speech should be about some incident suggestion. People have won without doing this also, but I have seen 90% of the speech in humorous speech contest. Now we are coming to contest very specifically. Is about themselves, their experiences, what they felt, what they did. So try to create a story. Even if it is somebody else's story, make it your story. Then people will know. Identify humor wherever it happens. That's my suggestion number one. I like this game of skipping between. Second is I call this as a replicating joke. Do you understand anything from this photograph? Just me sitting on this. What am I doing here sitting over there? You don't get anything out of this photo, right? It's a simple photo of me sitting on a box. It's me, correct? But do you get any message from this? I'm sitting there. Now do you get a message from this? It's a suspense for you. This photo was taken when I was exactly 1 year old. My father took me to his studio. When I became 50, I'm revealing my age by the way. I wanted to take a photograph, but due to some reason it missed. So when I was 52, I took this photograph and posted in all the social media. If I just simply put a photograph and said, today is my birthday, a few of my close friends would have said, happy birthday, that's all. This created a furor in my Facebook account. People were laughing out loud on this. What I did is, I first showed up to this without revealing a normal photo. Then I replicated this photo using a different comparison. It became laughter. Many times you apply this technique, it becomes a laughter. One example for my own speeches is, you can watch it in YouTube. You can call for Guru Prasad and the Rava Lesson. It's about Rava Dosa. A whole humorous speech about Rava Dosa. You lost the connection again? Guys, I'll give you a break. All of you catch auto, taxi, something, come over here. Enough of online elements.
You are audible to us.
Then I mute my mic so that you'll come here. So the speech, I was very fond of making dosa. How many of you like dosa? I'm fond of making dosa also. So on that day, I was all alone at home in the kitchen. I was making a dosa and I poured the batter, I did everything. Suddenly on the TV, a movie called Mani Chitra Kalu started. So I was running suddenly. How many of you have watched the movie called Mani Chitra Kalu, Malayalam movie? But you watched the movie, not in Malayalam. In Tamil, it was called Chandramukhi. A horrible remake of original. Even though my Malayalam movie, I am saying this. They tried their best. Malayalam Mani Chitra Kalu is fantastic. It is Shobana who is the heroine. She is a born dancer, not like this heroine who simulated something called a dancing. People were laughing in the end in Chandramukhi. You should watch the climax dance of Chandramukhi. She won national award for the dance alone. So I went and watched there. She'll be remembering her lover from the previous birth, and the song will be in Tamil. Because in Tamil movie you have it in Telugu, Malayalam movie it's in Tamil. It will be like, Oru Murai Vandu Paarthaya. You understand the meaning? Did you come at least once to see me? She's talking to her previous birth lover. Did you come at least once to see me? So I was so engrossed. I was watching the movie. After the dance, they will drag her to the puja where a lot of this fire havan will be happening. A lot of smoke. You know, Malayalam movies are so realistic and natural. When the havan is happening, I could smell the fire and smell the smoke. Then the movie got over. Still the smoke exists in my house. Then I recognized, my God, I went to my kitchen. Dosa looked at me and said, Oru Murai Vandu Paarthaya. You got the message now. This is called replication jokes. This joke, I had my friend count, the laughter went for 20 seconds. 20 seconds laughter is something great. Because they never expected the same song to be repeated without any change, but with a different meaning. So this became a very, very humorous joke. If you had watched my recent humorous speech in district, I had applied some of these techniques over there. Replicating, these are some. Other one is this, I call it as expect or express the unexpected. Let me introduce my wife, Lakshmi, ex-Toastmaster. This is our nephew. He got married. His name is, by the way, Harish. And the kid is his son now. It happened a couple of years ago. So my wife said, anyway, he's her nephew, not my direct nephew. She said, I want to take an exclusive photograph with the Mapla. So the photographer was my son. I winked at him. Let us do something. I think he can take an exclusive photo. She said, Guru, you don't come. Me and Harish want one photograph. I did like this. Before you click, I just peek my head. You take a click. She was so furious. Oh, I don't accept this. I want to do this. So this also happens many times in your life. Things keep on going in a normal way. Suddenly something unexpected happens. So I was traveling to Dharmapuri from Chennai in a bus. I got into the bus. It was a 3-seater plus 2-seater bus. You remember how many of you traveled in that kind of buses? 3 plus 2. Neither 3 people can sit there, nor 2 people can sit here. That kind of a sitting arrangement. I was sitting here, my next seat was empty. A pretty looking young girl got into the bus looking for seats.
I was praying, my God, it's me. It's me. She came near me, saw this. She asked me, is this seat? She did not even complain. No, 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 it's empty. Please, it's empty. She said, she turned back. Pati, in your seat, please come. Pati is grandma, by the way. And the grandma came and said, thank you, beta. She's next to me. The joke did not end here. Then she settled her grandma, looked at me, and said, thank you very much, uncle. That was a shock of my life. So this is a kind of a joke that we generated. Well, it did not exactly happen. Something 50% of this happened. A party sat next to me without a pretty young girl. Then I thought through this, how to convert this into a joke. And then I introduced this pretty young girl, and this suddenly it became a joke. This is what we call as expect or when you expect the unexpected, when you express it in a speech, it becomes a humor. This is one more method of making humor. Next is sometimes saying something very simple and plain becomes humor. Like my son said, Appa, you go and stand there and people now. He did not intend for a joke. He said casually with a different meaning. You are so good in humor speaking, you go and stand there and people will start laughing. But that became a matter of talk. So try us normally. You would remember there's after a contest speaker speech is over, he leaves the stage, contest master will come and say 1 minute silence for the judges to mark their ballot. Have you heard this? That was converted into a joke. You remember my speech? I don't think you remember my speech. But the contest master said, in my life, I will never forget this statement. I made a fun on him telling this statement after the speech. A kind of a angry look. I will blame at him, said, you are killing the purpose of Toastmaster contest by saying this. Something, it related to my speech. It will take 7 minutes to explain to you what the joke was. Audience laughed. But they did not end there. My speech got over. He came to the stage. He said, 1 minute, he could not even say it completely. Contest master is not supposed to express anything on a speech, but he could not control his laughter. He said, 1 minute. Then he said, silence for the judges to mark their ballot. Imagine, I had the advantage of showing off my humor even after my speech got over. This is what I call as an extra edge in your winning, in contest particularly. But except for the Toastmasters, nobody would have understood this joke. I think 2-3 people are still thinking, what is fun? In the conference, when you watch this happening, when I deliver this and people laugh, you will understand how the joke happened. So you can think of certain normal things that happen. It can be about some traffic in Vellore, it's a normal day. When you say it, particularly if you have done Bangalore traffic is the most funniest thing in the world. But you struggle through it on a daily basis, but when you deliver it, it becomes a joke. There are so many jokes about Bangalore traffic. They are running a tour of Bangalore, a 1-day tour of Bangalore, only Silk Road, Majestic, Whitefield, and something like that. You will not understand because you have never come there. That is going to be my next tip here. Do you understand anything from this slide? If you understand anything from this slide, then let me close my session. You just get an idea, but you don't get an idea why I am showing this here, right? I have named it as state of the art. Find out something that is very fresh that happened this week or this morning, maximum this month, not more than that. That you will remember. The moment you deliver this, people will know. Something like you come and say, before that I met the chief judge. Chief judge, I requested chief judge to give me some 5 minutes time to cover it. I am the judge here. I make out the rules. I break out the rules. The tiger ka hukum. You would have laughed it last month. Nobody is laughing now. If I had said this 2 months before, most of you would have laughed. Because the tiger ka hukum is gone now. So many other things are coming in. Like this ChatGPT, I can make some jokes out of ChatGPT. I can crack it. But maybe after 3-4 months, that too particularly for IT people only. Others will not even laugh. And this, nobody even understand what is this. What is written here is open house. And there's a guy, he is a club president. This joke created a huge laughter when I presented this in our club. This gentleman, he went to Madurai for a Toastmasters open house program. He delivered a session about evaluation while he came back. Then in a table topic, suddenly I said, no, yesterday I came here, the door was locked, the meeting was about to start, people were searching for the key. Then I said, call Venkat Session, he knows how to open the house.
But if it's deliver the same joke today in my club, forget about you. People will not laugh because the open house is gone on Madurai. Madurai in August or July. The advantage is this could be your winning element in the contest. The disadvantage is this has a fixed period. This joke is not valid. I had delivered something 2 years ago in my speech. If I repeat this, you will not even forget about laughing. You will not even care to listen because that joke was very, very appropriate. I said this contest chair was too much disturbing. He was always refusing my thing, always questioning whatever I said. I went to ask Yashodhan Gayatri. People laugh. 2017 or 16. When I said, "Is your name Gayatri?" People laughed like anything. At that time, in Big Boss, there was one girl called Gayatri who was making everyone, who was disturbing everyone. She became popular by doing a rowdy act in the Big Boss. She was on top of the news at that time. The moment I said, people connected with Gayatri. Now, if you say Gayatri, I think they are making fun of our district director, which is bad. So, this is a very good element. You can use this very, very carefully. And particularly, if you use it in club contest, maybe you make fun of Bharat in a club contest, people will laugh. Then you go to area level, 50% of them don't even know who's Bharat. You can do Bharat. Bharat is made a matter of fun nowadays, unfortunately. But Bharat, nobody will laugh. So that is a challenge. So you need to keep on. We will come to that. Preparing for the speech, we'll come to that. This is be very careful, but if you are able to crack this, so there's again, anyway, this session is about my Soya Puranam only. I'll tell from my own example. The advantage is, if it's bad, it goes with me. If you quote someone else and you feel bad, that fellow gets hurt. So let me quote my own example. In this recent finals, my speech was all about how the Toastmasters judging process happens. Those who contested will know. In Toastmasters, you don't know who the judges are. They are invisible. They'll be sitting along with everyone. They'll secretly mark the ballot and give it to the sitting judge. So I made fun of this whole process in a 7-minute speech with 3 elements. That's elaborate. Maybe offline I can explain to you that. At one time, a particular portion of my speech, I'll say, if you're a chief judge, I would advise you to come always fully formal. Unfortunately, today I'm formal up to my knees, not below my knees. You always go fully formal. If possible, wear a full suit that has a lot of pockets. 2 advantages. One, it makes you look dignified and beautiful. And second, blah, blah, blah. That is part of my speech. Okay. The chief judge of the day was a popular Toastmaster in Chennai called Bobby. Her name is something else, but people call her Bobby. She was the chief judge and she is well known across the Chennai fraternity of Toastmasters. So it struck my mind all of a sudden. It happens. You cannot prepare this, plan this. It should happen on that day. I said, if you're a chief judge, go with a full suit that has lot of packets. It has 2 advantages. It makes you look dignified and beautiful. That's all. I lost the stage for a next. My friend counted, it was 13 seconds. I had a friend, Ramana, like friend, who makes all this statistical analysis. He said, bro, that joke made you go completely apart from your competitors because that was the end of the speech. And then the contest master joke. Both were on the spot jokes. It gave you the winning edge. Because when I said Bobby Full, how erupted with laughter, and she was sitting right before me. On that day, she had purchased a brand new dress for being a chief judge. Everyone knows her. She bragged everyone. See, this is my new dress for chief judge. Everyone knows about it. Then the moment I said Bobby Full, it became a huge laugh. Then again, 9 faces completely calm and quiet. What is this Bobby Full? I can see. Because none of you know who is Bobby. None of you know who is the chief judge. Most of you don't know who is the chief judge. So you are not able to connect with the joke. But even if you watch some of the earlier movies, go to watch some 95s comedy, 2000 comedy, sometimes you will feel he's cracking a joke. You're not getting to the point at all. He would have cracked a joke that was relevant to that particular day, that particular moment. You will not feel the joke at all. The advantage of disorder is it is a sure shot winner against your competitors. The danger is people may not connect with you. So these are some of the elements. Apart from this, your fundamental Toastmaster principles, scripting a speech. Now we are going into serious matter, no more jokes. This, don't worry about whatever I have written here. This one example of how I did my, still have time, right? Is there already? Raghavan is already on. Raghavan, am I killing your time? We have already crossed too much of time. I told you, right? If Raghavan is there, we'll give a still. He is calling me. He's actually calling me. Raghavan, சொல்லுங்க. He does not have the link. நான் இப்ப உங்களுக்கு ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ற லிங்க். இப்ப அனுப்புறேன். இப்ப என் செஷன் போயிட்டு இருக்கு நான் அனுப்புறேன். Okay, okay. Okay, okay. He's calling you. Actually, I'll just share the link with you. That gives me a few more minutes. We'll quickly go through this. This is only instructions, particularly for the contestants, not for the audience predominantly. So my president called me on that day at 6 a.m. in the morning, 5:59 to be exact, because I was avoiding his calls. I didn't want to participate in humorous contest. I had the same kind of scary, because I presented once, it was a flop, so I decided I came out. He calls me, said, Guru, please nominate yourself. Please nominate. Just for his sake, I gave my name. I was cleaning my cupboard on that day. I found out an old NCC medal that I got for coming first place in a shooting competition. Believe me, I used to shoot in NCC days, and that was the humor. Then once I saw the medal, whole nostalgia came into my mind. How I used to be in the college. I used to be very, very thin, thinner than the rifle itself. People used to make fun of me. Then I joined NCC. More fun. People used to make sarcastic jokes about me in NCC. But I finally participated in the contest. People never believed me. I even had a joke at the end. I gave my name. My friend came in, Guru, hey, rifle and all, be careful, man. Do you know which side to point and shoot? Another would say, don't worry. Whichever side he shoots, he's good for India. This became the end joke. Like this, I prefer this. So I realized my student life, there was an opportunity I went through. When I went through the whole story in my mind, then I'm not expecting you to do exactly like this. We are not doing a physics practical here. But this is how I went through. I created a speech, normal speech with the opening, body, conclusion, whatever the Toastmasters manual teaches you. Which incidents, 3 incidents or 4 incidents, the body. Then I split them into parts. Every part I looked at, can I add a body language humor here? Can I add a word fun here? Can I add a twist here? We identified, consulted with the mentor, added, practice. Revised, some 5-6 times I revised. The structure of my speech became ready. Humor is a serious business. So far, what I have made fun, forget it. Now we are a serious business. Structuring is very, very important because you are not a stand-up humorous speech contest is not about giving jokes. I failed by doing it once. It's not about stand-up comedy. It is delivering a proper speech with good humor inserted or embedded into it. So I went through this. I consulted with my mentor. I have a speech. I have these many points. I can introduce jokes here. What do you think? He altered something. This joke is good. This nobody will like it. You change the word, change the sentence. Then I went into seriously preparing the full. Don't worry if you are not able to read this. Full script. This is my full script. In red line, I would have said use the hand here. See up, look down, and point to the audience, point to the judge, etc. And even my mentor had made notes. Expect laughter, more laughter here. Skip if people don't laugh. The biggest challenge in humorous speech contest is you deliver something, people are like saints. Then you get embarrassed. Don't worry. Immediately skip to the next point. And another big advice I would like to give you is the minimum time for your humorous speech is 5 to 7 minutes, like your project speech. Please prepare your speech only for 5 to 5.5 minutes. That is a minimum qualified time. Because sometimes people laugh more, your time gets dry. You prepare something up to 7 minutes, people laugh for 1.5 minutes throughout your speech, then in the end you will be rushing. Then you will not finish the joke, you will not finish the speech. There is 25 marks for structure of the speech alone. 25 for presentation, body language, or you just check the judges ballot is available in the Toastmasters website. Go through the judges ballot sheet. How many marks are given for which part of the speech? Plan your speech accordingly, very seriously, meticulously. Don't think a joke, then a joke is fun. No, delivering joke is a serious business. Do it like an intelligent student doing his college practicals. My words are clear, right, Professor? An intelligent student doing college practicals. Other students just borrow practicals from other students, copy it. Prepare it if you want to win. If you are not interested in winning so much, don't even give your names. My suggestion, if you have 11 members, at least you should have 6 to 7 people participating in the speech contest. Then make this speech. Try it out once or twice with your mentor. Toastmaster will know who a mentor is. Your mentor is no, he's not jumped from heaven. He is a Toastmaster who joined a few months before you. He has gone through all this. He knows what life is. He knows what is a contest is. Go there, consult with him. Then the next lesson is practice, practice, practice. Practice before your mentor, practice before mirror or your camera to see whether you're able to use the stage properly or you're delivering. Because in a club, your stage is like this. Area contest, I believe it's going to be hybrid. I don't want to talk about it. Division contest will be in a big auditorium, a big hall. District conference will be in a very big auditorium where 600 people listening to. The stage will be from that end to this end. So the same joke you have to deliver at a larger distance. All this you have to prepare when you go level to level. Now we are talking seriously about contests. Whether you're maybe you would have had some husky joke like this. Nobody told me. You would have laughed. In the club contest, people would laugh because there are 9 people. Even that nobody told me, he was able to hear. Though he's seriously looking at his notebook, he was able to hear me. I just made fun of you. But in any contest, husky voice cannot go even the first floor. Even if there's a mic, people cannot hear it. Accordingly, you have to change your voice through your body language. I made some. So this Orumai on the Partaya in the district stage, I have to dance for at least 3-4 seconds. Dance all over this because everyone should laugh at my dance. If I dance badly, that's more laughter. But I need to do this. In district conference, the hall is very huge, and definitely 30% of people sitting there are not at all interested in the contest. They came here just like that because somebody forced them to come to the conference. You have to pull their attention also. We even do some illegal things to raise laughter. We'll talk it offline. How to generate laughter during contests is also a small technique. At least few people should laugh, the others will join. And another very, very important point for contestants, not for humorous speech contest is within first 15 to 20 seconds, you should deliver your first joke, made the audience laugh. Then only people are, okay, pa, he's going to do something. You have a joke after 2 minutes, by that time people lost interest. Lala, have you joined?
Yes, sir, I am here.
Okay, I'm just finishing.
No problem.
So, and always leave the stage with a joke. I told you, right? My joke extended even after I left the stage. Like this, you practice, prepare, consult with your mentors. Don't worry about mentors. You deliver your joke to non-Toastmasters. Yes, if they laugh, you have a sure shot. So, first, decide to contest. Second, contest to win and win only. Third is practice. Prepare this. Plan, prepare, practice, and perform. This is a golden mantra told by TTM Meena John long ago. All these 4 P's you should not forget. And use all those humorous elements I told you here. There is examples taken. Last, if you want any suggestions, you can always reach out to me, and my number is with Bharat. So you can always reach out to me. I can review your scripts and maybe give some suggestions here and there. I'm not a magician to make you win, but I can guide you in the process of winning. So with this, I think my suggestions or my sharing of experience are over. I don't know how many of you are able to read this because normally in education sessions, it's customary to end the session with a quote, a thought-provoking quote. So this quote says, "You don't stop laughing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop laughing." But why am I showing this here? You see, the same quote is repeated 4 times with different names in the internet. I was surprised to see how can four people say the same quote. So I would like to leave this session with this quote. I'm glad to take up any of your questions after Raghavan's session because he's remote. I am going to be here till you throw me out. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Let us leave the stage to Raghavan. Over to you, Raghavan.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful session on how to make people laugh. I hope everyone felt the same. We all have learned a lot of things. Thank you for that, sir. And we will have a short break now, and we will be back exactly by 1 o'clock. And Raghavan sir's session will be start by 1 o'clock. Thank you. And yeah.
Okay, let's sit here. Yes, I'm inspired by world champions on the Kolkata, yeah, whenever he conducts a session, at the end of the session, he will take. Sorry, remote guys, you will be. Oh, it's a lesson for them. If they want to sit, they have to come. Let's come physically. Raghavan, you want to set up your PPT and other things and required.
Are you saying?
Yeah, if you want to set up your PPT share screen and all, you can carry on now.
No PPT. Yes, we have done.
Good.
But there is a to be taken care.
Sorry, not really.
Yeah, the audio is getting feedback. So maybe you guys should mute it.
I am even talking out of my
Carolyn, your mic should be on mute. Yeah. So let's try this. Carolyn, you have again unmuted. Okay, let me try this. Can you still hear me? Somebody show a thumbs up. Brilliant. Okay, now the feedback has stopped. So this is okay. And yeah, am I visible also?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I know online I'm visible, but at the hall also I hope. Okay, but anyway we'll catch up.
Raghavan, can you hear me? Raghavan?
Yes, I can. Yes.
So, I've been asked to cut a cake. I am cutting it on behalf of you also.
Please eat on behalf of me also.
That's a good one. Maybe you can show it in the camera so the people will, whoever is remote, whichever member is remote will feel bad for this.
We already do. Go ahead and
I think, Mr. President, you should have the camera of this. Thank you very much for this opportunity. The first piece goes to Mr. President. Enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, so
வர வரைக்கும் தாங்க மாட்டோம்.
yes, yes, yes. Someone's getting a share. Yes, this is. You just make it on. Just make it. Yes, sir. You can take this case. It's not needed. Give it to someone. It's so simple. And you can all network among yourselves on the break. Don't be silent. Yes, actually, Sunplace is from Hyderabad. Yeah, so they are a member of the club. I guess that's it. Okay. So you can have one more. Yes. Anand. Yeah, so he's also still a member and he was not able to make. Okay. Yes. Yeah, who need one more piece? Just let it get. What else do you want to? Actually, today's session we have most new members. Last week?
It's what happens that in one speech, the students evaluate the professor's speech if you're in the same group. So you have to learn like this. But this comprehension is the key. You have to math based. No, it's not. But so I went to Bangalore. I want to go for the weekend, and suddenly Friday they had that one. So we traveled one day before. We were trying to travel casually in a train of us. Because the month we midnight we travel. And then suddenly I have to travel to Turkey by this weekend. So I need to come home, pack all everything, and go back to Bangalore. From there I leave. Because we had one case. Online. No one. Yes, you know, online. District is same. The member is not in our local town, he's not able to participate, waiting in Dubai, asking to go join those hospital in his native case. Please continue because I don't know what happened there. They were about to take a vote, international vote on stopping this whole online meetings. Because of this now, even in Chennai, when I tell that why don't you come to Chennai, why did you join it? During online, there is a member from Dubai. Thank you very much. Very thank you. Ask me to join and looking Dubai. Dubai has huge number of customers. And when you come here and meet this thing, you definitely change the value of the economy. Because we have beyond 20, we come to our club, we have 40 members every week currently. Last year October, we decided, when you come to this year, now we are enjoying. On Diwali day, we have a Diwali meeting. All will come and we'll say red. All will come in red. We'll decorate the hall. We'll have some snacks. Then Christmas meeting. Whatever. We'll also have some fun meetings. It's called. There are many ways of running meetings. Have you ever? Yeah. Can you hear something? I need to start with it. You have to listen on your please. You have to listen on your
Yeah, just keep it there. You can take it.
Sorry.
Okay. The script is there. Okay. It's okay. Yeah. Yes. I hope you all enjoyed the break. And yeah, sorry for the people who are in online. Just a minute. Yes, I'm audible, right? Great. Yes, we finished up with the first educational session of today's meeting, and we are yet to go with another educational session today. Well, coming to this person, well, this person is always very special, to Value Toastmasters Club especially. Yeah, he has done many educational sessions, and whenever he comes to the stage, he makes sure that he engages the people to the most, perfect amount possible. Because you all might have witnessed him, and he proved it. And yeah, I don't have. His introduction is on my phone, but I can tell it on my own. Yeah, he is working as a product development leader at Ericsson, and he was the ISC champion in district level last year, and he was also finalist, district finalist in evaluation and TT. And yeah, I just remembered it. Great. So thank you all, and yeah, so without further ado, I would like to call our distinguished Toastmaster Rahul Sridhar to present his educational session. On evaluation speech contest. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bharat. You might have to mute at the hall because there is a lot of echo coming out. And of course, the way I meant this was to have some interaction.
So even from the hall, I would love to get some answers for questions I asked. But considering the amount of feedback I'm hearing, I don't know if it is technically possible, but let's see. I am audible and visible to people in the hall, right? I can see 3 people in the first row. Show me a thumbs up. Yeah, very good. Thank you. So, as far as special occasions go, as far as unique atmospheres for Toastmasters meetings go, this one is the most unique for me in my 13-year Toastmasters journey. And I'll tell you why. I am currently sitting in a cricket ground, right in the middle of a cricket game, and I'm speaking with you. And I know some of our doyens and legends of Toastmasters will squirm and say, Raghavan, where is your professionalism? I am sorry to them, but I didn't want to pass up on a chance. When Bharat called up as a Hail Mary and said, Raghavan, last minute request, we found a great humorous session in Guru. He will be outstanding. So even if it is average, it's okay. We need another speaker just in the last minute. So if you can come, it will be a good balance of something extraordinary and something okay on the other side of the spectrum. And that's why you have me. And I didn't want to say no to Bharat. I wish I would have come to Vellore. We tried, I think, with Bharat a couple of times, but it didn't happen. But I'm so happy I'm here today. But of course, I don't think Bharat really wanted me to join also. He didn't pick my call. He didn't send me even the link. And this is the first time I have called up an educational speaker while the speaker is on stage. Called him, say, hello, are you busy? Can we talk? Can you send me the link? But thank you so much, Guru, for actually sharing the link with me. Which is the second reason, right? First reason, of course, I didn't want to say no to Bharat. Second, of course, is who will pass up a chance to be on the same stage with Guru. I mean, I have seen Guru make magic on stage from delivering normal speeches to making sure the audience are, they're just rolling on the floor laughing. And throughout his journey, he has set the bar higher and higher. And it's such a pleasure to be with you here, Guru. Thank you so much for being so patient. Thank you for sharing me the link as well. So you all saw how you do a humorous speech, right? So today we are actually going to see a little bit about how you evaluate a speech. And I understand that not many of you have done contest evaluations a lot. So we'll try to do a little bit of basics. That's why I didn't want to bring a PPT and then load you up with it. So let's see if we can discuss with each other and see if we can learn the process of evaluation. Now, the title of my session today is called Evaluate a Champion. And that's the exact message I want to share with you. Even if you forget everything else, don't forget this. Every time you go onto the stage and evaluate, you are evaluating a champion. So don't go finding faults. Don't think evaluation is finding faults. Evaluation is, I have to listen very carefully and definitely find out 4 or 5 faults in the speaker. That's not what you do. Evaluation is making or adding more value to a champion. So imagine if you're going to evaluate Guru Prasad tomorrow, right? You won't go there and say, Guru, what faults do I find in Guru's speech? So what will happen is either you will find invalid points, or you will end up whitewashing and saying, Guru, outstanding chance, like there is no other speech that can match with yours at all. So you will end up not adding value at all. So always remember, every time you go onto the stage to evaluate, you are evaluating a champion. And so you need to bring out champion stuff. You need to really work hard and find out those tiny things, those little things that can add value to a speaker and elevate them. There's a small uppercase or superscript in this evaluate a champion line. I call this evaluate like a champion. That's the second lesson I want to share with you. It's not just that the speaker is a champion. Whether you win a trophy or not, whether you're doing this for the first time or the 100th time, whether you're doing it, whether you're evaluating an icebreaker or a DTM speech, doesn't matter. Always evaluate like you are a champion. Hey, you don't need that trophy to tell you you're a champion. Like Guru was saying, right? Guru said, you don't stop laughing when you become old. You become old. Sorry, you don't become old when you stop laughing. You stop laughing when you become old, or however it works. The inverse. See, that's why I'm never a humorous speaker. But what I'm saying is, you don't win the trophy after you become a champion. You become a champion first, and then God chooses to give you the trophy. So whenever you go onto the stage, remember, You are a champion. Bring champion stuff to the table. Behave like a champion. Speak like a champion. Identify champion stuff in the speeches. Don't squibble with minor details. Of course, they are important, sure. But imagine how you can add value and elevate us. Right? So that's what I would like to start off with. You're always evaluating a champion, and you must evaluate like a champion. Now, as I steal a sip of water, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to mute my end so that we stop the feedback from flowing out. But I want you all to tell me, okay, what is the difference between a review and an evaluation? Now, many of you are newcomers, I was told, so I'm asking you this question, and even old timers give it a shot. But what do you think is the major difference between a review and an evaluation? Go for it. Caroline, you should be kind to unmute. Yeah, please.
Who's having the mic? Whoever wants to answer can take the mic and answer.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
I think a review would be, it's not a formal session, more like it's a session where you keep to improve yourself. Like you have reviews to improve yourself. You can have multiple reviews, but evaluation is like a final for a competition when you're evaluating something. Is it?
Good attempt. Keep going. Others.
I think review is about revisiting that whatever the thing is and saying about the thing, and evaluation is about saying about what is the positives, negatives, kind of like that. Yeah. So like as Srivedan said, it's like formal and it's informal thing. Yeah.
Okay. More attempts.
Am I audible? Yes. Actually, as per me, the evaluation would be on some matrix. We try to judge the candidate, like out of the 10, out of 50, some matrix would be there. As per the review, it is like, as you mentioned, that it would be constructive. Like we'll try to give the feedback only. We'll not try to judge the performance.
Fair enough. Someone else? Online, yeah, Nadia, please.
To criticize someone, to be better.
Okay, I get it. Caroline, please mute. Let's hear from Nadia, and then maybe I will answer. I hope it is Caroline. I don't know. I just see the name and I'm calling out Caroline. Whoever it is. Thank you. Nadia, once the mute is hit, you please go ahead.
Yeah. So review is what is expected. So it will be I'm sorry. It's kind of a check that what is expected. But evaluation is what more that we can add it to that.
Okay, you are close, but I'm a little worried now because Caroline's video also completely went out. Did you accidentally press cut? Is that the venue? Can somebody let me know if the venue is still connected? Okay, Bharat is on mute. Let's see. Okay, Caroline Sanjeev is joined back. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I see Bharat. Okay, I think instead of mute, you press the cut. Very good. So, right. So most of you attempted it, right? And you are there, and yet there is a salient difference between a review and an evaluation, right? So now think of it like this: there are and then there are performance reviews that happen at your workplace. Nobody calls it a movie evaluation, but they call it a performance evaluation. Sure. So come from that angle because both evaluation and review have certain commonalities. Number one, they are a reflection of a creative work. It can be a book, it can be a movie, it can be a speech, it can be a written article, anything. Both of it are a critical assessment of a creative work, and both of it actually are intended with the purpose of adding value, enhancing with some opinions. And so you give a movie review and you say, hey, the movie could have been better. There is no humor in the movie. I wish it had been better. Same thing with a speech as well. You do a speech review, you do a book review, you do a speech evaluation as well. But where Toastmasters displays its genius is reflected in speech evaluations. You see, in the concept of an evaluation, and this is perhaps the most important aspect of a Toastmasters evaluation or evaluation that we learn from Toastmasters, right? The most salient feature is that in the Toastmasters context, what you learn is that when you give a review or an evaluation or a feedback, you don't just stop with saying something didn't work or something was not there or something was missing. You go one step further and say, if it were you, how would you have done it differently? For example, you can't just walk up to Guru and say, Guru, humor speech, no humor in your speech, right? That is a review. That's fine by the standards of a review. But in a Toastmasters evaluation, you ought to tell Guru, there was no humor in the speech. I wish you had added a proverb and then shown how in the internet there are 4 different authors attributed to that proverb, and that might have evoked some laughter. Instead of just concluding with a quotation or a story, you could have added a small flip at the end that made the audience smile or laugh. That was more engagement. You see what I'm doing, right? So imagine like this: you're all either students or you're working, right? So let's say you give your assignments to your professors for grading, and the assignment gives you a C grade. Sure, that's a review. What if your professor told you, hey, I am giving you a C grade because there was a grammatical issue in your second paragraph. If you had really done some spell checks and corrected the grammar in this and submitted next time, maybe you will get a B plus. That is an evaluation. At work, hey Bharat, you will get meets expectation rating only, man, because you did no innovation this year. That's a review. But if it were an evaluator, if it were a Toastmaster, they would call you at the 6th month and say, Bharat, 6 months gone, you have not done any evaluation. Go ahead, take some hours out of your regular schedule, introduce some time for evaluation, give it a shot. Let's see at the end of the year if you have done something. So essentially, an evaluation is able to not just give feedback, constructive, critical, both. It's not just that, it goes one step forward, and you have to be in the shoe of the speaker and tell them, if I were you, how I would have done it differently. With me till now? So that's the major difference between a review and an evaluation. In a review, you just give feedback. In an evaluation, you give feedback and you also say when there are areas of improvement, how you could have done it differently. Right? Some thumbs up from the hall if you heard me fully. Yeah, okay. Why are you so shy in giving thumbs up? The first 2 gentlemen, give thumbs up, no? All right, good. So because we are on mute and because we are digitally divided, we'll have to make do with it. But again, I'm not going to be like Guru and say physical is the best, because in physical world people will snore. That and all has happened to me. So it's there. The stage is a fantastic place. Whether you are in the cricket ground or you are in Sri Lankan auditoriums, the challenges are numerous. All right. Now I'm going to now go to the final segment, right? Where what did we learn? We learned what should you become when you evaluate. You remember you are evaluating a champion every time you evaluate, and you must evaluate like a champion. And we also saw the difference between review and an evaluation. Next up, we are going to see 4 characteristics or 4 mandatory requirements that transform a good evaluation into a great evaluation. Okay, 4 qualities or characteristics your evaluation must contain if you want to become a great evaluator, and your evaluation becomes a great one. Okay, and I call this the ABCD of E. This ABCD of evaluation. Okay, easy for you to remember even without a slide pack. That's the idea here. Okay, so I want you again at the hall, unmute. It's your turn to speak up. I want you to tell me 4 qualities of an evaluation. Okay, let's start with the letter A. What do you think is the quality of a great evaluation? It starts with the letter A.
Yeah. Maybe we can, maybe the letter B stands for the advantage in sense. Maybe we can say what are the good things that we have found. Advantages.
Advantage, okay.
Accuracy.
Brilliant. I think somebody got it, right? Can somebody stand near the microphone or the camera and just mute and unmute? Sorry, guys. Can you mute it? Yeah. Somebody told the answer. So, or we can do like this. The next three answers, only people online can give it. Okay. But yes, accuracy, whoever said that, congratulations, right? Well done. Your evaluation must be accurate. And what do I mean by that? Have you seen evaluators and evaluations that say, "Wow, what an outstanding speech! This is the best speech I've ever heard. There was nothing for me to say as an area of improvement. It was just too out of the world." Yeah, we get it. It was a great speech, sure. But perfection is just a concept. It's just a theory. There is no such thing as a perfect anything, right? And so when you want to really appreciate a speech, sure, all the superlatives work, but are you being accurate? Is that what the speech was? There is also the other side. There are people who just rip apart a speaker. Hey, what was there in the speech? What is there? There is no practice, no script, no grammar, no acting, no drama, no choreography, nothing. Yeah, the speech has to be redone all over again. Sure, that may be flaws in a speech, but there is no such thing as a terrible speech. That also is just a theory. So more perfection and a terrible speech are theories. And so, what as an evaluator you must do is be very accurate every time you evaluate. And accuracy means speaking the truth. Accuracy means analyzing properly. Accuracy means giving valid inputs, valid positives, valid areas of improvement, not just random imaginative things. Right? You have to be accurate for the speaker to respect you and for the audience to remember you. But again, if the speech was really bad, find the right words, find the right tonality. Be do give the feedback to the speaker, but be empathetic. At the same time, don't whitewash and say there was absolutely extraordinary and there is no such thing that can be improved either. Find the right words, right tonality, but always be accurate. That's the A of a great evaluation. A great evaluation is always accurate. Let's go to B. People online give me an answer and then we'll come to the hall. What do you think is a quality of a great evaluation that starts with the letter B? There is Nadia, Kaustub, Chandresh, and
Yes.
projector.
Blissful.
Go ahead, Nadia. Sorry?
Blissful.
No, not blissful. You're a champion, right? And champions engage in championship stuff, not bliss. Try something else. Chandresh, go
Bias.
ahead. Oh, so a good evaluation should be biased? Come on,
No,
I think you're
no,
looking
no.
for some
I
other
mean,
word.
I started with the letter B, so I wanted to say that if someone is biased while evaluating some speech, then it is not good. So you should never be a biased person.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Okay, Chandresh, first of all, bias is not the word because you're talking about qualities of a good evaluation. So bias is not the right answer. However, let me draw attention of all of yours to one single point, right? Evaluation is a subjective reflection, correct? I am listening to Chandresh's speech. Chandresh, let's say Chandresh says blue is the best color. That's his speech. Okay. Why blue is the best color? Now, as an evaluator, I believe that black is the best color. Okay. And so when I hear Chandresh's speech, obviously I will think Chandresh is speaking something that I don't agree with. Okay. And evaluations are subjective. Now I cannot just go and say, "Hey Chandresh, how dare you say blue is the best color?" Black, that I cannot say. But I don't have to agree with Chandresh either. All I will then look for is Chandresh says blue is the best color. Is he justifying it in his speech or just throwing an opinion? What I'm trying to say is all of us as evaluators, even though we are champions, even though we want to be accurate, there will always be bias. So let's talk about movie reviews, right? You might like Shah Rukh Khan, I might like Rajnikant. Guru might love Rajnikant, Guru might hate Shah Rukh Khan. And we will obviously perceive these movies differently, no? And so you cannot suddenly become an equilibrium state Zen monk and not have bias. A bias is fine. It is only about how and why you put forth the points you put forth. So, Chandesh, what I was trying to say is an evaluation can be biased also, not a problem, as long as it is accurate, and we'll see the other qualities as well, because an evaluation is a subjective explanation.
Okay.
As long as you're able to elevate the speaker, as long as you're able to add value to the speech, bias is not the problem. Okay, but yeah, bias is not the right answer. Sorry for the long explanation. A quick check on people in the online before I say the answer.
Be
Kaustubh, yes,
positive.
be positive. Now you are playing around with words, my dear friend. No, it's not being positive. Okay, I will give you the answer, right? So, B for brevity or brief. Now, in an evaluation contest, and also in a Toastmasters evaluation, you get only 3 minutes to evaluate a 7-minute speech, correct? And so, every breath you take, every word you utter, every pause you have, every thought you put forth is valuable. And so, if you want to say, Nadia, yours was a fantastic speech, say, Nadia, it's a fantastic speech. You don't need to say, Nadia, what an outstanding speech here. This was a speech I've never heard in my life. It was so good that even Guru's speech is no match to your speech. Amazing, Nadia. What? Yeah, fine, we get it, right? You only said the same thing. If 2 words are enough, use 2 words. The same goes for negative criticism as well. Hey, you did not meet the objectives of the speech. Done. Maybe give a couple of instances of what were those exact instances when it was not met. But you don't have to go on rubbing and rubbing and rubbing it in. Neither the positives nor the negative. Right? So be brief. So accurate, brief are great qualities of a or the qualities of a great evaluation. Let's go to C, and I think it's a straight hit out of the park. If you unmute in the hall, I think the first answer will be the right answer. C for Caroline.
Critical evaluation.
We already spoke about accuracy, right? That is being critical as well. Somebody else, I think, said the answer. C for not
Curious.
confident. No. Not curious. No.
Constructive criticism.
When you are accurate, you are definitely being constructive too. Because what is the purpose of an evaluation? To elevate a speaker, right? So you cannot be destructive and elevate a speaker. So constructive is covered. Final try.
Creative.
It's more important to be accurate. Creative is good, but yeah. Please mute Caroline. I will tell you. C for clarity. Now, the most common mistake evaluators do is they start off wanting to say good things, and their mind knows there is a point of improvement that is coming up, and then suddenly you get mixed up. For example, Guru, your body language was fantastic, and in the area of improvement, but you behaved like a clown in between, Guru. Sorry, you have to really tighten up. Now, Guru is like, okay, was my body language good, or did I behave like a clown? Guru, your eye contact was fantastic. You were looking completely at Caroline. Next time, look at me also. Guru, are you looking at Caroline? No, but you see what I'm trying to do, right? The evaluators want to say, hey, your body language was fantastic for most part of the speech. However, in a critical juncture, when emotions go high or when you have to underplay, it was still very loud. Your body language was still gaudy, it was still loud. So reduce it. But instead of being able to deliver it with this clarity, we get mixed up and we say extraordinarily body language, outstanding humor came from body language. And then we get carried away in the heat of the moment. And then when we go to the area of improvement, we again say body language should be improved. Now the speaker, the audience, and you yourself are confused. Okay, what did I try to say versus what did I say? This is where practice becomes important. Okay, of course you are sometimes, and also somebody said creativity, right? Sometimes in the journey to be very creative, you you get confused. I did that. I remember in the district finals 2 years back, the speaker from Sri Lanka was speaking about fishing. And then I thought, okay, let me do a creative evaluation. And I used a technique called metaphor. And then I said, speaker, listening to your speech was like going to fishing. We had the right tools, you had the right hook, right worms in it, you put it in the water, you had the right patience to pause and wait. And when the audience bit on, when the audience when the audience came near you, you pulled them out of the water and ensured the message went deep inside. Creativity at all was good only, but nobody understood what I was trying to say. Raghavan, what is this tool? What is this hook? What is this worm? Why are you talking about worms and all in a speech? In my mind, I was thinking I am explaining a metaphor, but in everybody else's mind, that was not clear at all. So ensure clarity of delivery, clarity of thought wins over creativity. I'm not saying don't be creative. Be creative, but ensure that clarity does not suffer. Okay? So accurate, brief, clear are top 3 qualities that will make sure your good evaluation becomes great. Now there is this angle of contest, right? And if you want to win a contest, in the Toastmasters evaluation contest, the 4th part becomes very critical. D. And if you're a first-time contestant, if you're new to Toastmasters, stay away from it. Don't take this feedback into your heart. You can try this later, okay? Because this is a gamble. And because I'm on a cricket field, I'll give you an example. It is like stepping down to a brilliant off spinner because the fielders are close up and trying to clear the field, right? If it works, you get a 6, an audience clap. If it doesn't work, you get stumped and look horrible. So try it at your own risk, but I'll still teach you this technique. And I will give you what D is myself. D for depth or density, okay? Going deep. Now, you imagine this, right? You must have heard evaluators do evaluation of speeches. What is the most common thing people say? Body language, vocal variety, eye contact, stage usage. Correct? Area of improvement, definitely one of these will always be there. It's like when you go to a buffet, there will always be a soup and there will always be a jeera rice. Nobody touches any of this, but it will always be there. So vocal variety, body language, eye contact, stage usage are points every evaluator in the world, in every stage, for every speech will say. Even for icebreakers, evaluators ask, oh, I can't comment on body language. What a shame. It is as if there is nothing else to speak of in the world. But if you want to be that evaluator who wins hearts, some trophies too, go one step deeper. Now, when I go to contest, you know what I tell myself, Raghavan? I will not talk about vocal variety, body language, eye contact, stage usage. I'm not saying it is not important. It is important. Give this feedback offline to the speaker. Okay? And you may tell yourself, if there are 7 contestants, 6 other people will talk about these points only. So you don't talk about it. Okay? Because the audience have to find something new, right? And judges have to find something new in your ballot. So at least for that reason, say, okay, let others do it, I won't do it. If there is something, I'll give offline. Now ask yourself, come on, vocal variety, eye contact, body language, stage. What do I speak on? What can be the points that I can now share to the speaker? What can I talk about? Nadia, Chandresh, can you think of something? Kaustubh? What else can you speak about in a speech? Kaustubh, Chandresh, Nadia, if you can unmute any of which you know, give it a shot. What else can you talk of? Area of improvement. Even Caroline can unmute because Nadia is like, should I unmute or not? Sorry, should I unmute or not? No, I will not. Oh, no. Go ahead.
The way they express, visualizing the concept, what they are giving us through the speech.
Right, good point. Somebody from the hall? Any answers? That's a tough one. So no worries, please. I will share myself. Carol, please mute. Thank you. Right. So see what happens in a speech, right? There are there are points like scripting. There are points like characters, conflict, conclusion, CCC. There are points like climax. See, do you know the movie Kushi, the Tamil one, not the Telugu one that came here today? If you take the movie Kushi that came in Tamil, in the very first scene, the director actually says, "This is the baby boy, this is the baby girl. They end up marrying each other. Now let's see over the next 3 hours how and what happened in their lives that led them to get married." If you saw Ayuda Ezhuthu, again from Maniratnam, again a Tamil movie, I'm drawing pop culture references now. In the very first scene, you see an accident that happens with the three main characters. They crash onto each other, one falls into the gutter, one injures the shoulder, and one gets a bullet wound. That's the opening scene. And the entire movie is about what led them to this point, right? So and in Harry Potter, you know Harry Potter will definitely win. He has that scar. The first scene itself starts off with the villain trying to kill the baby and the villain getting killed. And now we spend 8 books making this happen all over again. The villain tries to kill Harry, villain kills him, ends up getting himself killed, and he falls down. The very first scene and the very last scene are the same thing. So you see, a climax can be manipulated in so many different ways. You can talk about characters and the character sketching in the speech. How nicely were characters used or were not used? How were the conversations? Did the speaker have only one monologue or were there multiple people speaking with each other? Don't talk about stage usage, but think of stage choreography. Or like Nadia was saying, visualization. It's called stage hologram. For example, when you close your eyes and imagine the speech, do you know where the speaker was standing? Where the speaker's mother or father or brother or some other character was standing? Where was the past? Where was the future? So usual technique is the speakers are told on to the left of the audience, which is onto the right of the speaker, you place past. I was there. I was a child. I grew up. Stand on this corner and talk about it. I grew up. I became a middle-aged man. This happened. And then go to your left, the speaker's left, the audience's right, and show a future. So when the audience close their eyes and imagine it, they can see past, present, and future. Something that happened, something that is happening, something that could happen, and the audience are able to recollect the speech, like we are doing now, right? A, B, C, and D of E. You don't need a slide pack to remember A, B, C, D. So what is the stage hologram? What is the stage use? How is the scripting of the speech? How is the practice of the speaker? What are the different tools of drama that the speaker used? Did the speaker use silence? Did the speaker use a loud voice? Did the speaker smile? Did the speaker speak with tears? How was the drama, the conflict points in the speech? There are hundreds of different outstanding granular points that can really transform a good speaker into an absolutely great one. And as an evaluator, you must try to see if you can go that one step deeper. But again, with a pinch of salt, if you are a new entrant, if you're just starting off with your contests, learn the ropes of the trade before you attempt this thing. And because you're new, just go with what we call the sandwich technique, right? Start off delivering the evaluations in a way there is a positive, there is an area of recommendation, and then there is positive again, and then summarize. We will talk about techniques on another day in another session. But for now, let's quickly do a recap of what all we saw. Every time you go onto the stage, remember you are evaluating a champion, and you must evaluate like you are a champion. Remember the difference between a review and an evaluation. In a review, you can just say what is good, what is not good. In an evaluation, you must say what was not okay, but how it could have been improved as well. And then for an evaluation to become great, you need A, B, C, and D, which is accuracy, brevity, clarity, and depth. Do all of it. Do contest, like Guru said, because you're not contesting. You have already paid for the buffet, but you're not touching the jeera rice and soup. You're wasting your money. So please do contest. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk. Next time, possibly, we will be in person. Thank you so much, my dear friends, and thank you for the opportunity, Bharat. It's a pleasure being with you, Guru. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, am I audible? Yes. Thank you, sir, for your great explanation and the session on how to evaluate a champion. And I hope we all have gained a lot of clarity on what are the things that we need to do and what are the things that we might not to do. I mean, we may not to do in an evaluation when you're evaluating a speech. And we will just have a few questions from both the educational speakers. Maybe we can have two questions. Yeah. So first, from we can have it from the humorous educational speaker. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask. So first, people in online, do you guys have any questions? No. All right. And the people in offline, any questions on? Yes.
Yeah. I have a question. How to improve body language in public speaking?
To be frank, there's another 20 minutes educational session we do in Toastmasters. Seriously, I'm not joking. Yeah, good that you raised this point because many people do not realize that speaking in English alone is not communication. Speaking without English or speaking even without voice is also communication. But basically, if you join, you're still not joined Toastmasters, right? You're still a visitor. You join, you will see there's a structured program where they will first tell you how basically a speech should be formed. Don't worry about delivery. First, there will be introduction body. How do you emphasize or bring out what you want to tell the audience? Then slowly how to add value to every portion of it. In one of such practices is how to use non-verbal communication while emphasizing your point. So in humorous speech, of course, as I said, body language also plays a great role, but it depends on how effectively you are able to deliver. So my suggestion always is first prepare or understand how to deliver any speech. Then slowly we get into specializing. This is the area of specialization. First you deliver a normal speech with full English script. Then you will understand இந்த இடத்துல நமக்கு புரியல நீங்க தமிழ் இந்த இடத்துல நம்ம கொஞ்சம் வேற மாதிரி சொல்லிருக்கலாம். It's body language is only about differentiating your communication. கொஞ்சம் இந்த இடத்துல if I am emphasized by showing an expression or showing a hand into added value, that will come while you are improvising your speech. So yes, it will come when you walk through the exercise of public speaking.
Thank you, sir, for your clear explanation on the question. Hope the question is answered. And yeah, now can we have any questions for the evaluation educational session? Well, I would like to ask a question, sir. So, whenever we are in a contest, so we have that 5 minutes time for noting down things for what are the good things and what are the suggestions that we can give. And I always find it very difficult to write down things and finally, to sum it up. So, can you give any suggestions on how to utilize the 5 minutes in a very better way and how we can deliver it?
So great. Can you please unmute, great Caroline? Yeah, and I'm not on video now, okay, but I'll give you this answer, right? So see, one of the most important facets of an evaluation contest is mastering this 5 minutes, Bharat. And it's not an easy thing, but at the same time, it's not as difficult as we have made it to appear. Okay, what I do generally, and I have had stages where I have really written Ramayans on this notes. I have rewritten the entire speech from start to end on the page. I have gone to a stage where I have not had any notes at all. But the sweet spot is right in between. What I would suggest, friends, is to try and master the art of shorthand. And now I think you also have this WhatsApp culture, so it's not that difficult. Best thing to do would be take a piece of paper and put a vertical line and a horizontal line and create 4 quadrants. Okay, and the two column headings are content and delivery. The 2 rows are positives in content, areas of improvement in content. On the right will be positives in delivery, areas of improvement in delivery. And you have 4 boxes now. And basically the entire page is divided into 4 quadrants. Right? And then start writing in shorthand. Take notes that say, okay, what are the points that could have been different in terms of content? what would have been different in terms of delivery, and what are the strengths in each of this. And so when you do a shorthand writing, you can put in maximum content, and of course it should be easy to recall. But again, like the Guru was saying, it is a 20-minute education session in itself, mastering the art of note taking. But it's possible through practice. Just try and use shorthands, code words, small letters, and then pay attention to the speaker, okay? Because your mind is a very powerful tool. You don't have to translate everything into paper. You only need keywords. So have less emphasis on these notes. Train your mind to be more attentive and have a method to taking these notes. And it should really be good, Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us this tip. And I'll definitely implement it and give it a try. So thank you. And yeah, so we almost reached the end of the session. And yeah, so I would like to thank, yes, you have a question? Yeah, proceed, please.
It's you. Thank you for the session. But just one thing for a first time evaluation speech contest. I mean, so what would be your suggestion for them to practice? Because there might be they won't be getting a session within Toastmasters to practice the evaluation. So if that's the case, what would be the suggestion that you can bring it to them for practice?
Yeah, see, Nadia, so we should not, it's a good question. But again, I think it's the mindset, right? Don't think of it as I'm not getting a practice session or I'm a first timer. Doesn't matter because, like I told you, every time you go onto the stage, you are a champion and you're evaluating a champion. What you are saying to yourself matters. If you say, hey, I am a first timer, I have never evaluated someone, I am directly going to the contest, then you are limiting your own self. Please never do that, okay? Because see, you can always evaluate a speech by you switching on YouTube, okay? And who is to say that is right or that is wrong? You can talk to a mentor, sure, but then you don't, it's not that you don't have practice. You are learning the skills, you're watching others, you're observing. Even if you are not doing an evaluation yourself, please observe other evaluators. It is always ideal if you can have a few speech evaluations in club before you go to a contest. But then again, sometimes you jump into the sea and then learn swimming, right? So don't limit yourself. Don't tell yourself this point. Just give it a shot. Be sincere. Think of yourself as a champion. Think that the speaker is a champion, and then just go and give it your best shot. Practice definitely makes perfect, right? So you don't really need to have done 100 evaluations in a club to be a champion. I have done thousands of evaluations and I have never won that championship, right? I only come third. So that doesn't make a difference, Nadia. What makes a difference is what you're learning. You can learn by doing, you can learn by watching, you can learn by observing, and you can learn by practice as well. So do one of those, Nadia. That's what I would really suggest.
Thank you.
My battery is dying, Bharat. So unfortunately, this should be the last question. If there are more, please collect it and WhatsApp me separately, my friend, and I'll definitely respond. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sure,
That
sir.
is why I switched off the camera as well because it's just getting drained.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I hope you all have a great session today. So I would like to thank DTM Distinguished Toastmaster Rahul Sridhar for spending his time, and he actually I just asked him only yesterday, and he said okay. I was really happy about it, and we are having a great time with his teaching, and we all learned a lot. Thank you for him, and I would like to thank the second person who is Distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad, who came from a long back. Who came from a long place, and he's here with us and giving us a lot of education. Thank you for that, sir. And yeah, I hope you all found the session more engaging and interesting, and you learned a lot. And I would like to give a small gift for you. Can you just take that white color?
Nice, very nice. Thank you very much. Useful in my weekend trip. I use all my passports are in everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And yeah, for our other educational speaker, I will give it in offline mode when he comes to our place. And yeah, he also have one.
You also asking to visit this one.
Yeah. So I hope everyone enjoy the session and we can enjoy rest of our Sunday. And yeah, we can close the meeting officially. And let's take a group picture. And the people, Chandresh, you can take a group picture in your laptop. So people in online can switch on your camera and we can take a group pic. Yeah, Chandresh, you can take through online. And offline we can take physical.
I got used
Yeah, Chandresh, you can just take for the people in online. Once you're done, let me know.
Yes.
It's done?
Please give me a moment.
Yeah, great.
Okay, Bharat, can you look at the camera?
Yeah, you did it?
Yeah.
Thank you. So then, yeah, thank you everyone. And yeah, enjoy your rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, the meeting is adjourned.